last time you heard of leprosy, popularly known as kwata in our Kan language? Don't tell me that was way back in your Sunday school era. Oh. Today we focus on leprosy, also known as Hansen's disease. A disease often surrounded and misunderstood by stigma, yet completely curable by early diagnosis and treatment. This is Health Focus on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Abigail Lord Latte, your host. We'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back from the break. This is Health Focus on GhanaWeb TV, and we are joined by Madam Magdalene Akos Agbemafle. Hello, Madam Magdalene.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Can you please introduce yourself to my viewers?
Okay. So, I'm Magdalene Akos Agbemafle, Principal Public Health Officer from the Ayawasun North Municipal Health Directorate.
All right, so as I said, we are focusing on leprosy today. You see, a lot of people have heard the name leprosy, kwata, but don't really know what the disease is about. Can you please tell us more about leprosy?
Okay, so leprosy, actually, it's a disease that is also known as the Hansen's disease. The Hansen's disease because mostly these conditions are named after people.
Yeah.
So the first Norwegian physician in the 18th century found he was the first person who was able to identify and describe leprosy. So that's why it's known as the Hansen's disease.
So the name was named after him?
Yes.
Okay.
So leprosy, if you hear Hansen's disease, it also means that it was named after Gerhard Hansen, yes, who is a Norwegian physician. So another name for leprosy is the Hansen's disease. And leprosy actually is a very chronic disease. Yes, that causes disability. Yes, actually it's one of the most affected cause of nerve. It affects the nerves. It affects really the nerves, and mostly it affects the peripheral nerves. When we talk about the nerves, you know the nerves, they are axons that transmit information between the mind and then the sensory organs. So the peripheral nerves, when we talk about them, they are the fingers, the arms, the wrist, the leg, the foot, and all that. So leprosy mainly affects those in the ears, the face. They are the peripheral nerves.
So if you say chronic, how chronic is it? Because we don't normally see people with leprosy, or they are part of us but then hiding somewhere.
So leprosy doesn't really begin with the deformities, yes, or disabilities. They really, when we talk about chronic conditions, most of them cause these deformities or disabilities. Okay, so one of them is leprosy. Leprosy can really cause disabilities. So, and leprosy can take about a century before you even know the person has leprosy. Yes, can take a century.
Wow.
It can take a decade, which is 10 years.
Yes.
Sorry, a decade. So the person can harbor that
leprosy.
Yes, the microbacterium leprae, which is the organism that causes leprosy. The microbacterial leprae. Yeah. That's the organism. It's a microbacteria. Yes. And it's also known as the first kind of bacterial infection known. Leprosy. So leprosy really has the identity.
Wow,
yes,
that means we are living with a lot of people with leprosy but do not know about.
Yes. You wouldn't even know till a decade, which is 10 years.
10 years.
Yes. That's the incubation period.
This is serious.
Someone can harbor that organism till 10 years. So maybe people who have come in contact with leprosy patients, or they are around them, they live with them, like neighbors, people they live in, people they live with in the same home. They can be people who are incubating the organism, the microbacteria, but it can stay with them till a decade, which is 10 years.
If that's the case, what are some of the symptoms? Early symptoms.
So some of the early symptoms are when it begins. I think we can see the ear lobe lesions. Yes, that's the first one of the things. And you will really see, as for leprosy, when it comes, it creates patches
Okay.
Yes, and you know patches, it changes the color,
of your skin.
Yes, at a particular place.
Yeah.
And when it creates it, you will not even have any sense of feel at that site.
Oh, okay.
So maybe if at this side there's a patch, microbacterial leper has been able to create a patch here, and then use a pin, you won't even feel it.
So that place becomes numb.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Numbness. You not feel any sensation at all.
Okay.
Yes. So then it comes to the hypopigmented patches all over the peripheral nerves, your arm, your fingers, all around. So you've seen how the patches look.
Okay.
Yes. So you see patches all over. Then we have the diffuse hypopigmentation.
Okay.
You could see how it is. When the patches come, you start seeing how it's creating like pigmentations all over the skin. You see?
Yeah.
So it's going further.
Yeah.
And then it begins to create a lot of pigments within the peripherals.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how you can see how it looks.
Yeah.
If you don't get closer to it like this one, you wouldn't see it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's how leprosy is, and there will be no sensation at that site at all.
Okay.
Yes.
So people with these symptoms, these signs, how would they know that it's a sign of leprosy?
Yes. So that's in our part of the world. You know, in Africa, mostly we don't really seek. We don't have the good health-seeking behavior.
Yes.
We have to stay on for a long time. You go through that story and you see how it is. Someone will see a patch and go to the pharmacy and buy medication. It's not going. But still, the person will still persist. When you see such things, you know that it's not normal to your skin.
Okay.
Yes. And you know all these things, they are true droplets. Maybe if I'm having leprosy, and it's very infectious. That's why you see us building leprosariums. It's because we want to isolate them,
okay,
so that the infection will not go further.
Okay. So with that, is there any education that creates awareness in order for people to know that this is how the sickness looks, this is how the disease looks? So when you see something like this, you should quickly run to the nearby hospital for treatment.
So apart from all these pigmentations and the plaques, you know, you lose your eyelids. Even in leprosy, your eyelids, you lose them.
Okay.
And because of how it is, it will get a time you can't even close. Most of them are not able to close their eyes. People with leprosy, they don't sweat. So every part of your skin becomes dry. And all these things, you get it through droplets. Through the mouth and then the nostrils. When someone sneezes, anybody with leprosy, when the person sneezes, cough, you know, during COVID, we give all this education. Yes, the person brings out the microbacterial lepra. And then when you pick the droplets, people who are closer to the person, who come in close contact, can pick it up. Yes, that's why we do the isolation. They go to the leprosies and get healed before they are back to their families. Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
So you can see the signs. Skin lesions with central clearing.
Okay.
Just look at this. See how it is.
Okay.
When it's getting to these stages, the deformities will start setting in. Yeah, so we need to be very, very careful with skin conditions. Because when you go to the hospital, you complain that you have a skin condition, but you can't have any feeling at that particular site. That's why I said we have the needle test. You can even put needle at that site, prick the person deep. The person will tell you, I can't feel anything.
Yeah. You see, a lot of people may have this.
Yes.
But not know it's leprosy. I may feel numbness on my skin, but then I might not know it's a sign of leprosy. How would a layman who doesn't listen to media talks, TVs, know that this is leprosy and I have to go for checkup?
Okay.
Let's say school education. What is the Ghana Health Authority doing about this?
Okay, so for leprosy education, we've been doing it for a long time. It has become like one of those neglected tropical diseases. You know, we have some diseases that are neglected. So much attention is not being given to. Most of the times when those conditions don't have support, much attention is not being given. But when you go to our leprosariums, they are still doing a lot. When you go to Nkommo, a lot is being done. People with leprosy are there. They are being taken care of. Education is being given. That's what I'm saying. A layman cannot know whether he or she has leprosy unless when you have a skin condition, it's taken to the hospital. So the diagnosis is purely clinical. Unless we diagnose through the clinical test, we can't tell you it's leprosy. Because other skin conditions are similar. They look just like the signs and symptoms that come. So you get to the deformity. So you know the deformity is the latter part.
Of course.
Yes. So all those are the beginning. When you have the lesions, the patches and all that. So you see the facial nodules have started. People, you know, as a layman, the person will stay home till it gets here. And then the deformities are setting already. And it's very infectious and the deformities are very fast in leprosy. Yes.
So can you give us other types of diseases that looks like this, that is similar to this particular disease?
Okay. So when you look at the patches and all that, the skin lesions, they look like yours. Some may say it looks like ringworm. Look at the one by the ear. So that's why we are saying it looks like a lot of conditions. Yes, because you get skin lesions, you get patches and all that. And then you see the community doctors diagnosing it. So it looks like ringworm, yours, and other skin conditions. So clinically diagnosed, you wouldn't know. Yes.
So the best thing is to just go to a nearby clinic.
Yes, a nearby clinic or hospital.
Yes. So please tell us some of the causes of leprosy. Whether it's a transmitted disease or we have other causes.
Leprosy is through droplets. It's a droplet infection. So when we talk about droplets, during COVID we spoke about droplets. It's through the nose and then the mouth, the droplet infection, through sneezing, coughing, talking, and all that. So any person who is inhabiting the Mycobacterial lepra, which is the causative organism. The organism that causes leprosy is Mycobacterial lepra. So anybody who has that, who has been infected by that microbacteria inside the person, if the person sneezes, and maybe you are in the church or you are in the same environment with the person, you can get it. But even that, 90% of people worldwide, they don't really get the infection. When the droplets are given out. This is because we have most conditions that are transmitted by microbacteria. So people have built immunity with time. So people whose immune system might be compromised might pick the infection, maybe through persistent contact with the microbacterial lepra. So that's why the person will be infected. And as I said, it can take up to a decade before you even the signs and symptoms will come out before the person will know.
So before we go for break, does blood group contribute to leprosy? A quick one, then we go for break.
Leprosy is really related to poverty.
Poverty?
Yes. Poor environments. When you look at the people who are infected with leprosy, most people is because of poverty. When poverty comes with the environment the person stays in, what the person eats, when you don't eat well, your immune system is compromised. That's what I'm saying. Somebody can, through droplets, cough and sneeze, somebody who has leprosy. But 90% of people will not pick the infection worldwide. But that 10%, if maybe the person is in a church and coughing and sneezing, maybe it's only 10% of those people who can get it. Maybe in that church, nobody can even pick the infection at all. So when we talk about poverty, it comes with a lot, overcrowding and all that. The person is in an overcrowded environment. Yes, and then it's giving the droplets to them because they are close to the person. But people who are rich and all that, they have it. They would eat well in a way. They will live in a condition that there's ventilation and all that. That will prevent them from getting it.
So in other words, how poor we eat also contributes to leprosy.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's not the cause of leprosy. It's related, it's linked to poverty. Because when you look at people who have poverty, mostly it's linked to people who are poor, not so poor, but people who are from a lower background. Do you understand?
Yes.
But poverty is not the cause of leprosy.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
But what actually is linked to it is a predisposing factor.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
But the main cause of leprosy is when you come into contact with the microbacterium leprae.
Okay.
Yes. Through droplets, sneezing, coughing, and all that. Okay. You will pick the infection from those things.
Okay.
Just like when we had COVID, and then when people cough and sneeze, you see people coming down with it. Leprosy is not like that. Okay. You can, somebody can bring the droplets, but only 10% of people, will be infected. Okay.
Let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that short break. In case you just joined us, this is Health Focus on GhanaWeb TV. We are discussing leprosy, popularly known as squatter. Madam Magdalene, can you educate us on the regions that have higher rate of leprosy? Statistically, what regions in Ghana have higher rate of leprosy?
Okay. So for leprosy in Ghana, then we have which is Hansen's disease. It's spread all across in Ghana. Okay. So when it comes to in around 2023, Ghana still had about 221 new cases of leprosy. So when you go to every region, okay, but there are varying incidents, because when you go to all the 16 regions report cases, but Upper East and Upper West regions have higher number each year.
Okay. Upper East.
Yes, Upper East and Upper West region.
Why is that? Do you have any reason?
Okay, so it can't be known, because leprosy and this NTD disease, they are mostly endemic. Okay. Endemicity means it's in a localized environment. So it means the organism is still thriving there. Yeah. And as I said, it can take decades. Okay. Yes, for leprosy, the microbacterium. So such conditions are difficult to even wipe out. Okay. For you to say completely is wipe out, there will be incidents. Okay, so other regions, there are incidents that you go this year, you get this number, next year you get this number. But as you know, we have leprosarium in some regions, like Greater Accra, Nkommo in Central region, and the Volta region, where the leprosy cases are kept. Okay. But Upper East and Upper West, they give the highest number of leprosy.
All right. What's the strategy the Ghana Health Service is using currently to eliminate leprosy from our country? Okay,
so we are using education. This is one of them that we are doing. Okay. We are educating people. Leprosy, every time, the NTD diseases, much attention is not given to it. But when you go to the endemic areas, a lot of education is ongoing, because they need to get the other cases through the signs and symptoms. We are continuing with the clinical identifications. Our prescribers and physicians, when they see it, they refer it to the public health unit. And then we take it up. So it's also another thing that we are doing.
What of stigma? Do you have any cautions for people who?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So when you go to, especially people whose relatives have the condition, there's a strategy to curb stigma. Okay. So a lot of people, even now, first when it happens, they don't go back to their families. Okay. They stay in the leprosariums for years. So you see some of them even dying the leprosariums. But this time we are working on stigma. Okay. So some even get cured and then they go back to their families. Okay. Yes. So stigma is being attacked. So when you go to the endemic environments, that is being tackled. Okay. And then the multi-dose drug policy, which is free. The medication is free. Leprosy medication is free. It's given to people with leprosy. They are treated well, because it's very infectious, especially because of the patches. When you come in contact with the patches and all that, we feel it is very dangerous. So we don't allow them to stay with their relatives till they are cured. That's why you see the leprosy room.
Yeah.
That's where they are kept and taken care of.
Oh, that's
And then when they are cured, some take the medication up to 1.5 years.
Okay.
And then some would like to stay further for other tests to be done. Yes, for other progressions to be assessed before you are allowed to go home.
All right, so are there challenges in managing leprosy in Ghana? What are some of your challenges so far?
Oh, yes, we have a lot of challenges because most of our people come at the latter parts when they have the disabilities. You see, they don't come when maybe they have the patches, the skin lesions that can be treated easily. They come at the latter parts where the deformities have started. They've seen that their fingers, you can see the facial infiltrations. Leprosy, people, immediately you see the infiltrations are very, very visible. Okay, when you see infiltrations like this, you know you're having leprosy is taking a toll on you. So it creates a lot of deformity, makes the person look scary. So that's how leprosy is. So we all come at the latter, but that's our main issue. That's why Ghana is not able to eliminate leprosy. That's the main reason, because we come at the latter parts where the deformities are setting. Meaning at that time we would have given it to a lot of people that we come in contact with. Okay. So that's how it is. And we still do the contact tracing. We follow up on cases. We make sure they report to us when they see any signs and symptoms. There are clinical things that have been done for them to see whether they also have the disease. So that's how it is.
All right, so earlier you told me you have a video that you would like to show to viewers.
Yes, showing how leprosy starts in people, and that we want you to know that there's cure for leprosy.
Yeah.
Yes, there's cure. So people are cured and they are back to their homes happily.
Okay.
Yes, please. So we shouldn't stigmatize leprosy patients. They are just like us. And when they are cured, they are totally cured.
Okay.
Yes.
So it doesn't go and come.
No.
It goes totally.
No. That's why they are kept in the leprosarium. They are taken care of very, very well.
Before we continue, let's have a look at Kofi's video. He's a cured leper and now supporting other lepers. Remember, viewer discretion is advised.
When I was 7 years, then I had patch on my face. A few months later, I saw another patch on my stomach. We thought it's just like any other rashes. It took me 13 good years before I was diagnosed that it was Hansen disease. Hansen disease, just like any other diseases, is caused by bacteria and is curable. At first, many people thought it's not curable. This is the hospital that I came when I was a child. It was so many people, but these days you come here and it's very quiet. When I came, this is my bed. Many people have been in this camp for so many years. All my dream was that a time will come, we will have empty leprosy colonies. When you get Hansen diseases, that is not the end of your life. You can do it and do everything well. James has been away from his family for 39 years now, and today he is going back to his family with great joy.
Today is a great day for me because with my family and my community.
Many people have gone back to their family. At first, it wasn't like that. For me to see people reunited by their family, my heart rejoices. What I would tell the whole world is that when you get Hansen diseases, that is not the end of your life.
When you get Hansen disease, that is not the end of your life. Lastly, can you tell viewers where they can get help from when they are diagnosed with such disease?
Okay. So first of all, the diagnosis is clinical. So you can't just see the patch and say, oh, this person has leprosy or not. It will look like another condition. So what you do is to visit the nearest health facility. You have the CHIP zones. We have our community health nurses in the CHIP zones. When you see anything like this, you can report to them or the nearest facility with you, the hospitals, the clinics. When you get there, a lot of tests to be done, and then the way forward is the clinical diagnosis to be done to see whether it's leprosy or something else. Yes, then your treatment will be given to you.
Last words to viewers, and also if people want to help or support persons affected by this kind of disease, who should they reach out to?
Okay, so thank you. So people should have good health-seeking behaviors. We shouldn't keep conditions to ourselves. Immediately you see anything like a patch, a skin lesion, go to the hospital. When you get to the hospital, if it's leprosy, clinically it will be identified. And if you want to support, then you have to contact the Ministry of Health. As I said, it's one of the neglected tropical diseases, and then the ministry needs a lot of support. So anybody who wants to support in leprosy management or want to support the lepers, you need to get to the ministry, and they will direct you to where to go.
All right, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you too. Welcome.
Just as we heard from Kofi, leprosy is curable. It's not the end of your life. This is Health Focus on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Abigail Lanilolati. See you next time. You can follow us on our YouTube channel, go to our website, and then read our stories. Catch you next time.